Judging the truth.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to Chronic Gamer. My name is Matt, and this is my final thoughts and redirect for episodes 16, 17, 18, and 19 of Initial D. Okay, goddamn. Alright, so I was right to be suspicious of Mako, but it wasn't nearly as sinister as I thought it was. I thought that she was a member of some other team and that she was spying on the Akina Speedstars, but it turns out she's just her own individual street racer, along with, what was her name? Sayuki. Along with Sayuki, who was like her spotter, I guess, the person who navigates and spots obstacles and whatnot in the road and helps her focus on just the driving part. So it turns out that she's just her own person, and she has been having trouble meeting guys because of her ability to race. I guess she intimidates a lot of dudes. So, you know, regularly she's a very reserved person. She's very gentle-spoken, but behind the wheel she's a completely different person. She's very competitive, and I guess she thought that that would be a major turnoff for most men, so she decided that she wanted to go out racing the supposed best racer in Akina, the 8-6. So she challenged the 8-6 to race against her in her home turf. What is it? I forget what her home turf is called. Usui. It's right there on my screen. It's Usui. Usui? Usi? Usui? It's either Usi or Usui. I think I heard it called both. But either way, she hid the fact that she was a racer from Ikutani, which I didn't like. She should have just been up front and said, hey, you know, I'm also a street racer, and I have heard rumors about the 8-6. Do you know anything about it? If she had, like, said it like that and said, hey, you know, I want to race the 8-6, I'm sure it would have been a lot smoother of a transition. I'm sure Ikutani probably would have still felt a little intimidated, but he had already been going out on a date with her, and he might not have even believed her, to be honest. But if she hadn't hid it from him, I feel like it wouldn't have felt like such an ulterior motive going out on a date with Ikutani, because I truly and genuinely believe that she likes Ikutani a lot, and that she would like to sincerely date him. But she wants to retire. She thinks that racing is something that she wants to put behind her. And I tend to disagree. I'm with Sayuki on that. I think that as long as she finds the right person, I think Ikutani could probably be the right person. Although, I don't know. We'll have to see on that. But as long as she finds the right person, I don't see why she can't be herself and be a awesome, badass street racer. But she thinks differently, so she wants to go out in a blaze of glory, beating the supposed best racer in Akina. So she challenges the 8-6, which makes, you know, Takumi and Ikutani feel a certain way about her. And I don't blame them, because she really wasn't up front. But he decides he wants to do it anyways because he likes her. Even if she manipulated him a little bit, he still likes her, and he wants to see her happy. Even if he doesn't end up dating her in the future, which I think he probably will. He wanted to do it for his own reasons. I mean, she was so serious she even offered up her virginity, which to me is fucking crazy, over a race, you know. But she generally seems to like him, so I don't think that, you know, she's just doing it to end the race, but because she actually likes him. And I think that he'll agree to it as long as he gets those feelings from her, not these ulterior motive, like, manipulated feelings that he has been getting. So I hope that they can reach some sort of, you know, mutual interest in each other, rather than this weird tension that they've been feeling for these episodes. But anyways, he agrees. He talks Takumi into the race. Takumi decides that he wants to see if he can do it after hearing all of this talk about it being hard and how nobody can do it on their first try. He wants to prove to himself, which I think is awesome. I continually think that Takumi is just the coolest character in this series, without a doubt. That's why he's the main character. I mean, he just doesn't give a shit about what anyone else thinks about him. He's just his own person, you know. If I want to race, I'll race. If I don't want to race, I won't race. And whatever things that people want to say about me behind my back or whatever, I don't even know them. They're not my friends. You three are my friends, and I don't really care what anyone else thinks. And I think that, like, that's one of the coolest character personalities you can see in a character, especially in a series like this that's like a serious racing type show. You know, time and time again, we see Takumi with this, like, vacant expression, him thinking to himself. He doesn't get emotional, and I think that's really, really cool. He's like you know what? He's a stoic. Like, true and true, he's a stoic, man. He keeps his emotions close to him. You know, only when he's really in the thick of it and about to get in a little over his head do we ever see any sort of emotion from him. Or when he lets his guard down around that girl, whose name is totally escaping me right now. But the one he went on a couple dates with, he thinks about her, and he does get, you know, we see a different side of him during those moments. But for the most part, he's pretty, you know, pretty emotionless. Not that he doesn't have them, he just hides them, I think. But speaking of that girl, I don't know what's going on with her, man. Like, that was really weird that they showed that scene with no context of her getting out of a car from some older dude who was driving her around, who seemed to be romantically attracted to her just by the way he spoke. Like, oh, that girl, I swear, when can I see you again? And, you know, he's clearly much, much older than her. We only really saw the back and side of his head, so we didn't really get to see how old he was, but he was driving some sort of sports car, and he had a gold watch. The whole thing looked really fucking weird to me. But I guess we'll find out about that later. Maybe she's not all she seems to be, and she's got some sort of sugar daddy. I don't know. I mean, she was wearing like a purple, lacy, thin dress that only went down to like just past her waist. I mean, that was really weird. But hey, I mean, maybe if she is leading this other weird life, that'll open up the possibility of a Takumi Suyu. What's her name? God damn, I forgot her name again. Sayuki. Maybe that'll lead to a possible relationship between those two. Sayuki thought that Takumi was like a child. Oh, how are we gonna beat him? Or I mean, how is he the best when he's like so young? But he's really not that much younger than they are. I mean, he's 18. She's what, 20? So, like, she's like, oh, he's still in high school. I'm like, yeah, like you were 2 years ago or whatever. So, you know, at the end of that race, she definitely thought that he was cute and whatnot. So I would ship that as long as we find out what's going on with the original girl that he's been seeing, whose name totally escapes me. But, yeah. So that was a badass race, man. I mean, he won the downhill in Usui on his first attempt, which is apparently, supposedly impossible. No one's ever done it. And he did it, and he won against the best downhill racer of Usui on top of that. So that was a massive achievement. We really got to see Takumi's skills, and it wasn't easy for him. I mean, he really only was able to pull it off in the last minute, and that's because Mako was getting pretty reckless there towards the end. So, but it was his skill that brought him all the way down. I mean, he was able to stay on her tail for pretty much the entire race, which just proves how good of a racer he is. And yeah, I mean, he's getting better and better, and I can't wait to see him, like, I'm waiting for the rematch with the Takahashi brothers. I'm waiting for him to get the 8-6 officially. Like, his dad needs to give him that damn car, for crying out loud. Like, all he's using is for tofu and cigarette runs. Like, give your son the car. I don't know. Maybe I'm just, I don't know. But I think he should give it to him. That would be really cool to see Takumi actually have the car, and also be an official member of the Speed Stars. He can put a decal on it and everything, take the tofu decal off, or maybe leave the tofu decal on. I don't know. He could be like a sponsor or something. I don't fucking know. But these are great episodes. That's why I watched 4 of them this round instead of just 3. And I'm really excited to see where this goes. And I can't wait to see what later seasons have to offer as well. You know, if the earliest season, which is old, I don't know when this series came out. Maybe it'll say in Hulu. Let me check real quick. Okay, maybe not. I don't know. I don't know when this series came out. Let me see if I could see. 1998. Wow. I mean, it looks older than that, to be honest with you. I would have thought that this was even earlier than that. But if this is the first season, I'm sure that the later seasons are way more detailed in their animation and artwork, and I can't wait to see what that looks like. Somebody mentioned that they have like remakes of some of the races from this season, like in the high def stuff. I don't know if it's actually high def, but it's like redone with better animation and stuff. So I might check that out when I'm all done, unless it's part of the series and part of like the 5 seasons or whatever that this series has. But yeah, I mean, the artwork and animation already are so great that I can't wait to see the better artwork and animation. That's going to be something to watch. But yeah, music, fucking fantastic. Some of the best music. I mean, you see me bobbing my head. And so far, this is a real hype show, you know. I base shows, too, on like how much I like them by whether or not I would watch a reaction to them later down the line. And so far, of the series that I've watched on this channel since I became a YouTube reactor, I think there's only, that I can think of off the top of my head, I think there's only one series that I would actually watch a reaction to, and that was Yu Yu Hakusho. And even then, I don't think I'd watch the whole thing. Maybe Cowboy Bebop, too. But I think that I'm going to add this one to the list of stuff that I would watch other reactors react to once I'm finished with it, at least. I don't know if there will ever be any other reactors, but if there are, I might check it out. As long as it's the English dub, of course, because I don't want to watch it in Japanese. I think this dub is fantastic, and I don't really want to watch it in Japanese. Actually, I think I'll have to watch the final season in Japanese. Someone said that it wasn't dubbed, but we'll get to that when we get to that. Let me know what you think in the comment section, and if you haven't already, like and subscribe. If you're watching this on YouTube and you want to see next week's and the week after's, check out my Patreon. The link is in the description over there. I'm about 2 weeks ahead from where I am on YouTube. With the exception of My Hero Academia and video game streams, I post early access reactions over there for all of the series that I do. And if you haven't already, like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, I'm Chronic Gamer. Peace.